So as you know, we have two pages in our app. There's the default page and there's the create new to do page. Now, right now, there's no way to navigate to the create to do page without modifying the link itself. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a link that actually takes you to that page. And now React Router exports a component that allows us to navigate, and it's called the link component. It's the same as the anchor tag or the A element in HTML that allows you to switch between pages. So right after the form, we're going to create a link and we're going to import this from React Router DOM. So this is a component that's exported by React Router DOM. I'm going to click to, so it's going to take us to the create to do page and it's going to have a text of create to do. Now I'm going to comment this form for now because we don't actually need this anymore. And as you see, this component is exported by React Router DOM. And the way we use it is we just define it as a normal React component and we get it and then we pass it the tool prop and the link. And if we go to our app, as you can see, this has a link style by default. And if I click it, you can see that it instantly takes me to the create to do page. Now you may be wondering as to what's the difference between using the link component and the A tag in HTML. Well, actually both work, as in you can use both to navigate. Now one of the differences is instead of to, you use href, and we're going to test this right now. We're going to click create to do. I'm going to click create to do, and it takes us to the page, right? So it seems that both do the same thing. So why should we even need the link component? Well, if you go back and focus, when I click create to do, you can notice that the app refreshes. So I'm going to go back, refresh. You can see that the entire app refreshes very quickly, and then it takes us to the new app. And then it takes us to the new page. So the biggest downside of this approach is that when I click this link and we go to the new page, but we lose any kind of state we have defined in our app. So it's a complete refresh of the app, right? So it's like we closed our application and reopened it. So obviously this is not a very good approach in our React application because React applications store their state in memory. And if you refresh the app, then all of that state is lost. That's why the link component was created, in order to navigate between pages using JavaScript without having to refresh the entire app. So let's go back to the link component. Now I'm going to go back here, and to notice this, I'm going to open the element. I'm going to expand the body, and notice that when I click create to do, the HTML changes, but it doesn't actually refresh the entire page. So this is the biggest difference between the link component and the anchor tag. So pretty much in a single page application like React, you almost always want to use the link component. And the cool thing is the link component even supports external links. So you can put some kind of different website in a link component and it will take you to that. So it pretty much handles any type of link. And our next type of navigation is programmatic navigation. So instead of using a link component, sometimes we need to navigate to a different page after a certain action has finished. So in our case, after we create a to-do, we want to navigate back to the home page, right? So right now, when I create a new to-do, it just creates it, resets the input, but we don't go back to the home page, so we can't see the new to-do that was just created. And in order to fix this, it's very simple. We go to our create to-do component, and we actually need to use a hook exported by React Router DOM. React Router exports a hook called use navigate. So I'm going to type use navigate. And for some reason, auto import isn't working, so I'm going to import this manually. So as you can see, I'm going to import use navigate from React Router DOM. I'm going to call this hook. And what this hook does is it returns a function that allows us to navigate between different pages in our app. So I'm going to call this navigate. And now we can use this function to actually navigate in our app. So when do we actually want to navigate? Like I said previously, we want to navigate after we create the to-do. So it's very simple. So this is the point in our code when the to-do actually finishes creating and it's reset, and we actually log the result. And after all of this is finished, we want to navigate back to the home page. So it's quite simple. All we have to do is call the navigate function, and all we have to do is just pass it the link that we want to navigate to. In this case, it's just going to be the default route. I'm going to save, and let's test this. So I'm going to create a new to-do, learn React. I'm going to click the button, and as you can see, after it's done creating, it navigates us back to the home page. So this is pretty cool. Now I just showed you how to do two types of navigation in React. You can navigate using the link component, which is equivalent to the anchor tag in HTML, except it doesn't cause the entire app to refresh. And we also navigated using the navigate function, which is an imperative API, so you can call it after a certain action finishes. Just like in our example, we call it after we create the new to-do. Now, in my next video, I'm going to show you how to delete blogs. So see you in the next video.